Hi, my name is Michaela Haas. I'm a reporter and I wrote a book about resilience and post-traumatic growth called Bouncing Forward, the Art and Science of Resilience. When I was in my early 20s, I was traveling a lot, living in Asia, in India, and Nepal. When I was 26, I got quite ill. And even after I returned to Europe, doctors couldn't really figure out what was wrong with me. And long story short, I ended up being bedridden for about 8 months. And I was desperate to get better. Not only my body fell apart, but my mind fell apart too. And it took me many years actually to claw my way back to, being a functioning member of society. And of course, in your mid-20s, you're supposed to be full of energy and get a lot done. And this was not the reality for me. My friends and my husband at the time weren't very supportive. They couldn't handle it either. After quite a lot of not really great doctors, I finally found a doctor who was willing to listen, who did take me seriously, and who, slowly helped me with the right medication. I changed my diet. So that was one aspect. But also, I left this very unhealthy family situation I was in. I moved. I went back to Germany, where I was born. I surrounded myself with different people who were more understanding of my difficulties, and I also I sought professional help. It was the first time in my life I sought out a psychotherapist. I went to therapy to understand better how I could, rebuild my life, not just the outer parts of it, but also my inner part. Because I think I'm not the only one. When I was down, when I was bedridden, it wasn't just a physical pain, but I was also beating up on myself quite a lot. Why did I have to go to Asia? Why didn't I get better? And, get your stuff together, get it done. And this, of course, is the opposite of helpful. The Buddha called it the second arrow. The first arrow is the actual pain, the actual illness. And the second arrow is us, churning that wound. And that certainly was what I was doing. And I would never talk to other people how I spoke to myself sometimes. I had to learn to trust myself again, trust my body again, trust relationships again. Like many people who go through a traumatic phase in their life, you find out who your true friends are. I had to leave that unhealthy marriage I was in. I had to rebuild new friendships. And also, one thing that really helped me was reaching out to people who had been through something similar. Like in my case, there's a lot of online groups now of people who are diagnosed with chronic fatigue or long COVID. And really, nobody understands you better than the people who've lived through it or lived through something similar, because they understand. They understand what it's like. Don't give up. I think one really important thing, no matter how dark your world seems right now, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's a trope, but it's also true. And when we go through something really difficult, we think we're alone in the world, but we never are. We're not alone. Maya Angelou said that, nobody can do it alone. Reach out. And if you don't find the support you need, keep reaching out. It takes courage to say, I need help. It takes courage to say, I'm vulnerable. It takes courage to keep reaching out even after you're rejected. And then also one thing that really helped me is mindfulness meditation. I highly recommend that. I can't imagine I would have been able to live through that without meditation. Centering my mind, making friends with my mind, learning to stay present. I've also researched exercises that are proven to help when you're really down, like gratitude, for instance. And this is all backed by science. Savoring the things you're grateful for every day. It's very simple. It just takes a few minutes at the end of the day. Think about it. What am I grateful for? And it could be something as simple as it was a beautiful sunrise today, or I saw a hummingbird, or it could be something big. But to take the time to reflect on what was good, because when we're when we're down and out, we don't even see that anymore.